Hello beautiful people, welcome to Bree Talks Books. I'm Bree, and you already know I'm here to talk about books, so let's go. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a standalone review for Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is not sponsored, and I'm going to keep this spoiler free, and hopefully I can form some coherent thoughts. I finished this book earlier this afternoon and I absolutely loved it. So this is an adult contemporary romance following Chloe Brown, and it's about her trying to get a life. At the beginning of the novel, she has a near-death experience, and this inspires her to create a bucket list of all of the things she would like to accomplish in order to get said life. Chloe deals with a chronic illness, and she experiences chronic pain. Due to her condition, she doesn't get out of the house much, but she's starting to realize that maybe it's time for that to change. So some of the things on her list include moving out of her parents' house, enjoying a drunken night out, riding a motorcycle, going camping, and doing something bad. To mark off the first item on her list, she moves into an apartment, and this is when she meets Red, who is the superintendent of her building. He's a super handsome handyman, a little rough around the edges, wears a leather jacket, and he's an artist. Chloe couldn't care less. Her sisters are super excited, however, that Red is her super, and are always teasing her about Red and bring him up whenever possible. But Chloe's not the only one who's not a super fan. Red has some preconceived ideas about Chloe and makes some judgments about her, and of course, they turn out not to be true. Eventually, they do end up making a deal where Chloe is going to create a website for Red, and Red is going to help her complete her super secret bucket list. There's a lot of great representation in here, and though this book is so much fun, there's also a lot of substance in this book as well. As I stated, Chloe has a chronic illness which causes her chronic pain, and though I don't have the same condition as Chloe, I think that the representation of chronic pain in here is done really well. I definitely related to her a lot in the idea of downplaying your symptoms and just being stubborn, not wanting people to help you, etc. So it was really nice to see that representation in a book. This book does an excellent job touching on what it's like to be someone who deals with chronic pain that's invisible to others, where many people don't believe you or think you're exaggerating to the point where you kind of start to doubt things yourself, and even how trying to get medical help can be frustrating and nearly impossible. So I thought that was handled really well in this book. Also, at the beginning of the novel, there is an author's note that provides a content warning for healing after an abusive relationship. That is definitely explored in this novel as well. I loved the representation of mental health in here, and how when someone goes through such crappy, devastating experiences, how those don't just magically go away. Even if you think you found the perfect person, it's still going to be an issue. There's still going to be triggers that arise and problems. Like, in no way are these two characters perfect either. Like, they definitely make mistakes. I think one of the most refreshing things about this novel is that their relationship has accountability. There's a big emphasis on being supportive of one another and what it means to have a healthy relationship that has boundaries and isn't just emotional labor, and how like they can both support one another because they're both going through a lot. There were so many moments in here where I just like was smiling from ear to ear, and I wanted to give both of them huge hugs because everything doesn't have to be perfect. Mistakes happen, just own up to them. And like, there are so many important topics discussed in this book that I think even if you're not a fan of romance or you don't typically pick it up, you'll enjoy the meaningful dialogues that happen. Also, this book is hilarious. I was literally laughing out loud. Like, I felt all, well, I always feel all the things because I'm really dramatic, but like the whole spectrum. I was like crying tears of joy and laughing hysterically. I just loved it. I will say, I wish they touched a little bit more on the fact that they're an interracial couple. It is brought up, it's definitely addressed, and like, especially in the beginning, like they talk about microaggressions and different things like that. But for someone who's in an interracial relationship, I know that it comes up a lot more than people think that it does, like race issues in general. So I wish that was explored a little bit more, but I don't think that took anything away from the novel. Also, if you like steamy scenes, this has a couple. It was, I'm like not the best person to talk about that with, but just so you know, it's there. It's explicit. I would say that it's direct. Like, I'm just an awkward person, so like that would kind of pull me out of the story a little bit, because I'd be like, what? Like, what? This is in the book, that's how they're gonna say that? Okay. but it was also just kind of fun at the same time. Like, I was laughing. I don't know, I don't read a lot of romance, so I wasn't used to it. I was surprised. Sure. Anyway, I gave this book 5 stars, 5 glowing stars. Loved it. I know that there is a second book that's already out. I don't remember the name of it. But it follows her sister Danny, who is bisexual, so there's going to be representation in that as well. Love to see it. Basically, this was super cute, made me laugh, made me cry. I absolutely loved it. I was totally surprised that I loved it as much as I did, and I really loved that, like, therapy is normalized in this book, and just the important, difficult conversations that need to happen, and I think everybody should read this for that alone. It's amazing. And this was her debut novel, so I cannot wait to see like what else she comes out with. So I guess I like romance now. Also, there's a cat on the cover and my Bubba boy just woke up, so say hi, Oliver. He wants to get down. He's like, Mom, what are you doing? Say hi, baby. So yes. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!